Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? We back at it again. We are here on Intellectual Radio. This is Mr. and Mrs. Children on a chill kind of. That's your favorite co-host, your favorite guy, son, Keith on the mic. Go ahead, Teacher Bay.
Here we go. And here goes Teacher Bay. Hey, everybody. Michelle on the mic.
We gotta get you we gotta get you a radio
It
nickname.
can't be Teacher Bay, though.
That,
I'm not even a teacher
that's
no
me
more.
calling you that, but
I know.
oh yeah, she upgraded. She teacher coach, training coach,
Educational coach.
educational bay.
Oh.
Nah, I don't really work. I don't really like
I
the
don't
ring to
know.
that.
I need you to come up with something different,
I'll come up with something, but you got to get a new nickname.
though.
Yeah, you can say it's your favorite goddaughter. You could do that.
No, that's all you, baby.
No, I'm just saying it'll work. It's your favorite godchildren here on the mic, ready to go. I think we could do that. I hope
Mhm.
everybody's feeling good out there today. We got the 1st of August, so school about to start back up. Kids is going back to school. I don't know if that's good or bad for most people.
No, it's a good thing.
Oh,
Our refrigerator.
that fridge is
Yeah.
taking a beating. When we left out today, we like, oh yeah, the grocery store on the way back because
Yeah.
the fridge is getting light. It really
Mhm.
is. But the grocery bill is not getting lighter. I'm telling you, I know we spoke on this last time. When I looked at what I spent like the last grocery store run I did, it was like $400.
Yeah.
Actually, it was closer to 5.
It's expensive.
And I was like, yo, I don't know what type of diet we about to get on, but it's gonna be one.
Mhm.
It's definitely gonna be a new diet going on around the house.
I agree.
Yeah, you gotta do something about this. Uh so for today, there was a question posed, right? Who are the role models today?
Okay, we go. Wait a minute. Let's put this out there. We did not talk about what we were talking about today early.
Yeah,
So
we
this is
ain't.
really impromptu.
Yeah, somewhat,
Yeah.
because I sent the itinerary.
I didn't s-
It
I
was like
didn't
a week or so ago.
I didn't see
So
it.
she doesn't check my messages, right? I'll send messages and I send them 3 different ways. I'm about to go to 4 and send the 4th one by bird because she's not seeing all of them in a
Not by
timely
bird.
fashion. Yeah, a little pigeon and send you a little message, tap on the window or something because I'll be like, "Hey, you saw my message? Uh,
I don't be checking my phone.
let me go ahead and look at that." And I'm like, well, let me clarify. Did you see the Instagram message or the text or the Facebook Messenger? Or did our children come by and tell you what I said? Which message did you not get? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I don't know, you was taking a nap or something. I don't know. But anywho, for today, one thing that was kind of brought around and I've been seeing kind of pose the question, who are the role models at this present time? And I mean from the dating pool to the marriage pool. um who is who's giving that, hey guys, you know hey gals, I can be your role model. And I know they're not going to say it like that, but like who's, I guess, framing themselves that people can say, hey, I look up to this person. Do role models stop after, I don't know, 15 years old? When the last time you thought about who your last role model was?
I feel like we've had this conversation a long time ago. And I think at the time I was like, I don't know any couples that I really wanted to model myself or
Mhm,
our relationship after, which kind of sucked.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
because by no means do I feel like we're perfect or that we don't need role models. It's just I feel like a lot of people live in toxic and are used to toxic behavior, and I never wanted to take part in it. So I don't
Yeah, no
know.
clue.
Come back to me. You tell me, who are your role models?
So
Or you know what?
go ahead.
I did. I placed value in my grandparents' um relationship as I got older, and seeing my grandfather work and my grandmother at home,
Hmm.
um and seeing that all the way to the end, her making him breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he would come home on his lunch breaks and they would sit at the table and eat together. I don't remember them dating each other a lot, but I remember them working hard around the house and keeping their home together
Cutting
and
that
stuff like
grass.
that. Getting that grass cut.
Cut all of that grass.
Yeah, and they would playfully banter at each other a lot. I would see that. So those aspects I did place value in. So, but I don't know.
I mean, even on an individual basis, like what women would you say? Well, I looked up to her, or I aspired, to be kind of like this person, and I don't know, like I say, what age did that stop? Um, because I get, your grandparent, I mean your grandparents, because yeah, they were, cool cat and a cool gal, So I do remember them having a conversation with us about their relationship and kind of how things transpired, and it was admirable. It was honest, you know. And I mean, you say playful banter. My grandparents on my mom's side, it was banter, but it wasn't playful. It was toxic. It was, I mean, and my cousins and my sisters can attest to it. Like, we used to see them go at it.
Mhm.
And you could still see they loved each other, but man, I'm talking about this B word and da da da, and you son of a, and it was like, this is what love looked like, because y'all still married. Y'all all the way to the end, all the way till he passed away, and then she was widowed until she passed away.
Yeah.
But it was like they really loved each other.
I don't know. You better not ever call me
Well, I'm
that.
just, I ain't saying I'm practicing this, but
Right.
as
Well,
far,
love looks different. Among are we saying that love looks different amongst different relationships? So
yeah, but that goes into, like you say, toxic, because when people,
yeah,
yeah, we love each other deeply, but this is how we talk to each other. I would almost say like there's something else there. Obviously, some, you know, uncommunicated problems, or maybe even some some delusion, and or what do you call that, uh come on now.
I don't know because I'm not in your head.
Oh, okay. But when two people are like, all right, we ain't gonna deal with this today, and
Sweeping things under
yeah,
the
sweeping under
rug,
the rug, uncommunicated,
not dealing with
unaddressed
unaddressed. Yeah,
issues, and it creates a sense of bitterness
yeah.
there, so you're soured to each other, and I
Well, there are some. Oh goodness, I don't know because I can remember it was a point where I um if we looked at the media, I looked at Will Smith and Jada at one
yeah,
point.
you
I
used to
used
like
to,
on them.
yeah, I used, I used to,
Used to, with a
yeah,
capital
who
U.
used to. Um, it, so no, that stopped. As I
I
got
dug on them
older.
for a little bit.
So I mean, I think that there's aspects of people's marriages that I admire. Yes. But do I know of like a marriage where I would like, oh, I'd love to emulate that? I don't know.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like it's a lost art the older we get, from a couple standpoint, or just a singular basis, like role models. I can remember like Michael Jai White is a role model to me in the martial arts world. I'm like, Michael Jai White is my role model.
Yeah.
In a financial aspect, um, there's several people that I kind of look at, Jason Wilson in the martial arts world, and just emotional EQ. He's like a role model for me. And then there's other people who aren't quite as famous, more local, that within my within my network that I take little things from that I was like, yeah, yeah, you inspire me, or this and that. My past senseis and stuff like that. But like actual role models, I think the older we get, it seems like the role model, it's like at a certain point, you either become that or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't become what you were aspiring to be through all of these role models, then that's it. You only get so much window of creativity and imagination in your years. And then after that, it's just
You're
life.
saying that after a certain age, you are who you are.
Yeah,
It's not gonna.
it's like you're not even looking
Because
at other people anymore. Once you hit a certain age, you just looking at you and or lack thereof. You ain't
well,
looking
is
at
that
nothing, or you ain't got nothing in your visual, nothing that you personally watch
we
on
should
TV or
always
anything.
continue to grow though and aspire to be better.
But some people don't do
So
that.
I mean, I would say here's the deal. Um, is there one sole person that I look at? No, but are there many people, different aspects of many people that I may and characteristics of many people that I admire? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be that way. And then as far as marriage goes, I would say I would pick a little bit from different marriages, but um I think we're just trying to figure it out ourselves
Right.
for the most part.
So like a buffet table or roll. The role
Yeah.
models is just a buffet table.
Yeah,
Let me get a
because I
little
mean
salad from
I do
you. A
look
little.
I look up to long lasting marriages.
Mhm.
Anybody that's lasted over 20 years or so, I'm like, yeah, y'all done been through something. You all have withstood. I know that no marriage goes untouched, no temptations and things like that. So you all to make it that long says something.
Mhm.
I aspire to do that, you know.
Being that resilient and
Yeah,
consistent.
yeah. Or when I see women trying to do better, I just recently watched a young lady on social media who's trying to become a better wife, and that's just her thing right now. She shifted her platform to, all right, before I do all these things that would normally bother me in my head, and I would have a, a terrible mindset about, I'm going to pray and work on it and still do what I'm supposed to do, you know? So, yeah, I aspire to be like that, be more mindful and cognitive of where my brain is when I'm doing the different tedious things that I may not want to do, but you do for your spouse or for your children, you know, things like that. So, yes, there's plenty of people that I look at that are trying to grow, and that's just in general. Then I look for people who wanna grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, growth mindset.
Yeah.
Definitely create that or cultivate that in the circle around you.
Mhm.
Because it does promote good growth for yourself if you do that. You got to get around the right flock so you can fly.
Absolutely.
Simple as that.
Absolutely.
And tying that in, one thing I always say to you, people are processes, right? When we talk about business.
You got me saying that now.
Yeah, I know, right? People are processes when we talk about business, but it goes
Yeah.
with the relationship as well. And then we go into becoming better or bitter based on situations and your growth and development. If you're changing or not, you either choosing to be better or you choosing to be bitter about situations.
Right. So even down to raising what we were just talking about in the car with um raising your emotional intelligence, which
Yeah,
we were listening to a podcast, or I was listening to a podcast in the car. Were you listening?
yeah. You was listening to Candace on.
Yeah, I
No, I was listening to her, while I was getting some things together, but about what we had
you're talking
mentioned
about,
before was raising capacity,
yes,
and that ties in directly with your emotional quotient, as they say.
right.
And I think that is the ultimate demonstration of the everything we just talked about, your understanding, your resilience, your consistency, and all these things. Because let's be honest, a lot of people in toxic relationships, oh God, I even hate saying the word toxic, it's so cliche, but uh everyone who's in these current predicaments, right, in these relationships that are so up and down, and they've made just a safe little nest in it. They just nesting in the chaos, right? A lot of that on a biological level is what is that dopamine spike. Oh, do we doing good? Or we're down. Oh, but we good again. Oh, and it's these up and down dopamine spikes that's keeping people stuck in a loop, with these relationships, and then they don't develop. Then they suffer from arrested development and things like that. So I think that when we tie this in and we talk about raising your EQ and your capacity, what does that look like? For instance, rewarding and punishment in a relationship. So we know the games we play, right? Men and women, we play games in relationships. I don't know who started it, but I know we play these games. I see them all the time. When you're not getting what it is you require in a relationship, when the other person isn't giving it, or maybe they giving their best, who knows? Or you just didn't communicate it. Maybe you didn't fully tell them, because we're not mind readers, right? And you just told me that. You're not in my head. I'm trying to come up with words to say. What does that look like on consequences and rewards, negative and positive reinforcement to certain actions? Because we know that there are people in relationships who take away their love if they're not getting what it is they need or what they want, or even on a petty
Well, it
scale.
becomes a battle, right? It becomes I'm gonna do what you did to me kind of thing. It becomes this tit for tat battle um for a lot of people. For a lot of people. So and I see that more than often than not. Well, they don't do such and such, so I'm not gonna do it, or whatever the case may be, you
Mhm.
know. But as far as us, are we talking about me and you, or are we
I
talking
mean,
about
we
in
talking about
general?
period. I don't think I'm a petty Paul, and I don't think you a petty Pam.
Yeah, I don't try to be petty. I'm not if
Maybe
any
back in the day you was, but you've definitely grown. But I don't think you were. It was never like that
I
between
was
me and
gonna
you.
say
Were
that was it was never my intent to be petty, even
Mhm.
back in the day. That was never an intent. Now,
But it was subconsciously you were doing it.
was I less mature? I can admit to when we first got married being a little less mature than I am now. So could certain things have happened? Absolutely. But if I'm speaking just about my motives and
Hmm.
no.
Yeah, because motive has a lot to do with that too. And then that's being intentional. If your motive is to make this your person you picked, to feel the same pain, regret, shame, or guilt that you're feeling, then you're going about it in a very vindictive way,
Right.
because you're intentionally trying to give out
Punishments.
punishment.
Yeah, but then let's talk more about the reward because I don't feel like punishment really happens between you and I. But what does a reward look like when your spouse is doing the right thing?
I mean, I think that, I mean, I guess in our household, when you're doing something that meets and or exceeds my expectations, um and I think there's a disconnect there, because obviously we grew up differently, we were raised differently. So when it comes into love languages, your threshold and your prioritization of a love language versus mine, granted we all want them, but let's say like you like words of affirmation. So when I think you do something that's meeting my expectation, and I'm trying to get better at this, at first I'd be like, okay, cool, thanks. And I wouldn't say that to you, but that's what I would say to me. Like, okay, cool, thanks. She did that, cool. But it was more like, I don't go in this relationship expecting you to give me below or subpar effort in whatever my standard is. I expect you to meet my standards. So when you meet my standards, it's like, okay, that's what was supposed to happen. Now, when you exceed them, that's different, because if they're exceeded, and again, I'm trying to make sure I get better at this for you, but I need to reflect that in some type of way and say something to you, buy you something, do something in return, even if I don't feel like doing it, because I want, I know you get more bees with honey. So I get the process of positive reinforcement, but I guess it's more so which application of it works best for you, you know.
Well, buying me stuff never really did it
Yeah,
for
but you
me.
like getting gifts.
When it will not if they're not meaningful. I don't like getting handed things. That's like that purse,
Well, yeah, the
you
purse
know,
that you ain't never.
that I will never wear. I don't
The
change.
purse I got from a black owned company. I looked it up. It was designed. I had a name on it and everything. And I was just like, oh, she needed another purse. You know what? I know she ain't say nothing to me about it. She need another purse. Let me just get this other purse. And boom. I thought I was going about it the right way. Hey, what's this? Oh, just look at it. Oh, boom. It's just an added purse.
No, I said thank you. Don't do that. I didn't just look at it. I said thank
No,
you.
no, this not your expression. This is my expression. She said thank you.
I did.
And then the purse sat in the box for a year and some change. And I wasn't upset about it because I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, if you don't use it, I guess I just got a
Well,
gift.
I didn't say I don't really like this purse because I knew that you thought about it for me, especially because you got my name on it, you know? So I knew that part of it, but I also know I don't change out purses like that. That's just not something that I do. In the so many years that we've been together, how many times have you seen me buy a purse? Maybe two
And this is
times.
why I was like, let me get her a
Yeah,
purse.
but it no, but if I really like it, I usually carry my purse for years,
Mhm.
right? If I really, really like it. And um I'm not one that changes out purses, you know. So that wouldn't be um ideally something that I would enjoy. So I like meaningful gifts. Yeah. Things that
Well, that was meaningful.
y-
But so
to you, but I don't do purses, so that wouldn't be meaningful to me.
right.
That's meaningful to you because you
Well,
felt like I needed a
right.
purse.
Well, yeah, based on
Right,
observation.
but if we're buying a gift for someone else, are we doing it based on what we want for them or what they want for them?
Right. No, that's true.
Right.
I get.
So in that case, you bought based on what you wanted for me.
Yeah, at that time, or what
Yeah.
I thought you would have wanted. I
Yeah.
mean, I thought wrong.
And it's okay.
It's okay. It is,
It's okay.
these things happen.
Right. And I felt bad saying, babe, I don't really like this purse. I felt bad. And Cal came to me, our son came to me right afterwards. It was like, Mom, you didn't have to say that. And I'm like, but it's a big box and it was taking up space. And I'm like, but I'm just supposed to hold on to it, you know? So
No, I mean we.
let me ask you that. What do you want me to do with the gifts that I don't really like?
No, I mean you just let me know, and then we'll kind of move forward from there. But
Okay.
that's letting me know, like, okay, don't just go out and just be buying things. Maybe ask first, but then that's when it goes into the asking. Hey, communicating it before I go ahead and hit click. Submit to cart or whatever.
Well, I mean, um, gifts was never like a top love language for me though, right?
No, I do remember you like liking the jewelry though. All the little jewelry used to be like, ooh, piece of jewelry. All those pieces is gone now. It's probably only one left at this point.
No, I still have the wing earrings that I liked, and I had the ring that matched it, as well as the Pandora bracelet and my wedding ring.
The second wedding ring. But yeah, I get it.
My
Um,
and I loved my first wedding ring, but unfortunately, I went to karate one day and dropped it. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Somebody out there, I'm still looking for
has my
you.
wedding ring, yes,
Still looking.
and I love that wedding ring. So when I do get pieces that are unique to me, I love them and I keep them, right? But that does not happen often. My top love language is, I feel, something that you struggle with, which is interesting how this goes into who's placed in your life for reasons and how we're supposed to help each other grow. Where my top love language is definitely words of affirmation.
Hmm.
I want to hear that I'm doing a good job, you did that, or whatever the case may be. And that is something that you struggle with, like you said, because in your household, that, I mean, you were expected to do certain things, you
Yeah,
know?
growing up, my mom was very constructive on her criticism. So it enough, I never felt like enough. So, and I've spoken on this before. That kind of forced me, like, okay, I got to go above the norm in order to get some sense of
Recognition.
recognition. And that's kind of where I'm at today. But that's kind of like I just said for you. If you do what I'm looking at as the standard, it's like, okay, cool, that's expected.
Right. But then I don't look at it like that. I'm like, some people need to hear. Other than that, that's just like at work the other day where I'm like, wait a minute, I just did all of this. I put this in. Don't you want to know what I'm doing? And if my boss said, no, I hired you for a real, I knew you could do it. What I need to talk to you about it for? Wait a minute. I want to talk. I want to know. Um, those things do. They fuel me and they make me want to do it more.
Mhm.
So
It provides more emotional connection.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes a driving force for me. Okay, they acknowledge. Okay, cool. I'll do it again. Look, I may
Yeah.
do
I
it a
mean,
little
and
bit
I,
with, a little bit different next time.
right, I mean, I think we all want recognition. So we all want all of these things. I guess we just all have different capacities and thresholds on where we draw the line at for what we want. But I think when someone does not uh produce the standard of whatever your standard is, right, audience, whatever it is you asking of them, and they don't produce that standard, I don't think you should in line turn around and on the petty side and withhold something.
No, but while I'm thinking about love language and really like if you really wanted to pour into your partner and when they're doing something great, acknowledging that they're doing something great. Um when you don't have that in the relationship enough, what does that look like?
When you don't have it enough,
And enough acknowledgement,
then you don't have enough connection if that's what they desire.
connection, right?
Well, that goes
So
same thing for physical. If someone like, hey, I like you, touch me, hold me, kiss me, tease me, whatever, and they not getting that, it's disassociation.
it becomes a separation.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But now, how often, so from the stereotypical side, do we have it where, well, he ain't get me that food, or he ain't get me this like I asked, so nope, he ain't getting none. And now sex is a weapon. And the man is craving physical touch, physical contact. How
Mhm.
often does that happen? You know what I'm saying? So this happens a lot. I hear guys talk about this
Well,
all the
I
time.
think that it becomes a revolving door. You're right. It becomes a revolving door. He didn't supply me with my needs, so I'm not going to supply him with whatever he needs. It's unfortunate, but
Some things I think should be a little self-sufficient though. I don't think I go to you for every little thing where it's like, all right, if I can't get no hug, if I can't get no conversation, because it's nights you sleepy, you want to go to bed, and I get it. The other night I thought we were gonna be up, but the baby's still in the room. She won't go to sleep. You know.
those kids really put let's talk about that.
No, we talked
Those
about that
kids
before. We
put
know.
a damper on us time for real. I mean, we just the way Cara her sleep and Lord, I want to thank you because she does sleep through the night finally. However, she doesn't go to sleep early at all.
Yeah, no nap times.
very similar to you. And a lot of times I beat her to sleep,
Hmm.
majority of the time. Even when I'm trying to stay up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay up and I'm going to wait for Car to go to sleep so me and you could get some time together. My goodness, that is a struggle.
Right.
That's
But
a
but
struggle.
it would be to know the war would we would both lose the war if I in turn became bitter and
Uh-huh.
withheld that, or took that let it sour me and then withheld things from you.
Mhm.
That would not advance the relationship at all, because it would be like, well, who's really at fault? And at some point, we had that conversation. We can go,
Duty.
duty
Duty
comes first.
comes first, so it does not matter what I tell a lot of my friends this who I talk to regularly. It does not matter what your spouse does. Your job is your job. It doesn't matter. So, and I'm finding that that should be the rule across the board wherever you are in with whatever relationships or work
Hmm.
versus home. It doesn't matter. If you're at work, you got hired to do a job regardless of what somebody else is doing. You do your best to get your job done. So even
Hmm.
at work, I
With
mean at
bad
home,
employees, you still do what you
even
got
with
to do.
bad employees, you still have to do what you have to do. So at home, that should be the case too. You do what you have to do regardless. And I say this, I don't care what my husband does, my job is this. And that's why I try not I don't move in malice or anything with my husband. My
Right.
husband is my husband and he is who I
That's me.
yeah, you are who you are. I married you. I chose to marry you and in that choice, I decided that I was going to show up as your wife. So, with growth and maturity, it's gotten better over the years, thankfully. And
All praise. Oh, I'm thanking them twice.
yeah.
I'm in agreement. I mean,
And I mean the goal is to never withhold from you. I mean I try to do and be present for
well,
you.
I thank you for that. I think
Yeah.
that speaks into where you are now with your EQ, with your capacity being raised over the years and
Yeah.
getting stronger for that. You okay? Give me the.
No, I
Give me,
thought my hair was in
oh,
my
I
face,
thought you was
my
finna.
eye.
Okay,
No, I'm not
thought we
crying.
was
It's
gonna have a
okay.
moment.
No.
Okay. Um, but that goes into the EQ. So, I think the more let me stop. For men, I would say a lot of guys. I think guys had to pick up on this sooner. And I know some petty brothers out here, but I think for the most part, guys had to pick up on this sooner because you're dealing with the adversity of the world. She is too, but it's different for both of us. And you begin to find like being selfless and being of service. Protection and provision is being of service. It don't have nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with those around you. So you always are, if you're doing your job correctly, fellas, you're always in a state of, regardless of how I feel, this is what I have to do for them. So, because I didn't seen brothers mad, sad, everything. I didn't been upset, cranky, tired, or whatever. But this is what I just got to do. As a husband and as a father. So it's double dipping now, and I see women take that on too. Be like, oh well, I more see women take that on as a mother. "Oh, I just gotta do it. It's whatever. My
Well, but
kids.
then your attitude while you do it matters too.
Yes, it
And
does.
I think that's a big component of it. I know so many people who will still go and do the job, but they still have the crappiest attitude about it.
And that says a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So that I mean being careful and mindful of where you are mentally. And this is where I was talking about where the pot that young lady who I've been watching recently who she was ironing her husband's clothes and she's a stay at home mom working with the kids and she's like The least I could do is iron his clothes. He's getting up and going out and making all this money for us, bringing it home. And I'm over here about to fuss or get annoyed that I'm ironing his clothes. And something so simple, right? That we get so flustered over and frustrated over, So that part, or even last week, me getting up and making you um the protein shakes on your way to work. Like the least I could do is make him a protein shake. Why I'm over here making my own. Why I can't make him a protein shake? You know? So it ran us out of milk sooner, but it's okay.
Milk is $6. I just want y'all to understand this.
It's
Side note,
$4.99.
depends on what kind. We don't drink regular milk. So up it a little bit.
But yeah, just being mindful of my mindset as I'm doing this stuff, because
The
what's the
spirit you in.
point? Yeah, the spirit that I'm in, because what's the point of doing something if I'm going to be irritated about it, or I'm still going to hold it against you and things like it's no point. It's no
It's no
point.
point. It's
Mhm.
because it's not you versus me. And couples, it's not one of y'all versus the other when you talk about these things and being petty with each other and withhold. I'm a withhold complimenting her, or I'm a withhold giving her some money so that she can go to the grocery store for the house and the kids. Like what? Like that's how is
Silly.
that some type of payback?
It's silly. It's
It's
silly. And then
silly.
what does it do on your partner's mindset or their mental? So, you're upset at them because they're withholding or whatever the case may be. So you do something that even further puts their mental in
Jeopardy.
a jeopardy. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah. And
It's pointless.
it
So
happens on both sides.
I think my mindset has always been divorce is not an option. So I'm going to learn to love my husband and enjoy this life with him,
Hmm.
because divorce is not an option. Period. So with that mindset, it causes me to rethink and retrain my brain around things that may have been once harder for me. But yeah, it's worked.
Yeah, it's definitely work. And I would definitely say to anybody out there, uh, a conversation needs to be had between you and that your person. It shouldn't be uh tit for tat. Like we're not playing tic tac toe. We're not. That's a childish game at this point. We're grown. We're adults. You're supposed to be in love. You took a vow. You took a couple vows. Let's not break it. You know what I mean? So get in the groove. Get your head in the game. Get off the bench with the attitude, the ill proper spirit of things. It's supposed to be in love and light. I'm like I say, even when you used to stay home with the kids, at whatever time, because that's happened throughout our marriage, and I can remember calling you sometime and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm asleep with the kids right now. I'll call back," and it never went through my mind like, "Ugh, she get to sleep with them, and I'm out here sweating, or I'm out here cold, or I'm out here working." It was just like, I'm glad she can take a nap. Hopefully, she could be up for me later. That was kind of it. So it was never I never held on to those type of things. And I say throughout our marriage, I know for a fact I ain't petty. I ain't petty, y'all.
Other than when you petty. No,
I
I'm
ain't
just
petty.
playing.
I ain't no petty Paul. So yeah, get stop getting petty, y'all, man. It's a bigger fight out there, and you're both losing as you do that, you know. So that positive and negative reinforcement, I know we touched on that because we know what the negative looks like and all the toxicity,
I
but what's
think we
that
should do
positive?
better with positive. I
Yeah.
think we could do better with positive. So even with you where you're like, well, I tried to get you gifts, so I got to be more mindful. To be honest with you, sometimes I don't even know what um to do for you other than intimacy. That kind of fuels you.
What's so crazy, and I've talked with this about the guys. when you talk about that, right? And we were having this discussion when it comes to couples, when it comes to what men want versus women want, and we know, right? It's cliche. The list for women is a very long list on what you all kind of want, and from us, it's a very short, very simple list. And it's so crazy that sex is takes up so much space that when women come in relationships, that you all know it too, like, I got sex, boom, that's the Hail Mary pass. Whereas guys gotta be like, I gotta come to a relationship with this, I gotta have this, I gotta be ready, I gotta do this. We don't really require women to come to a relationship with a bunch of anything other than consistent sex. So if this and the less consistent the sex is, the more we start to require of other things. Now it's simple life skill stuff. Oh, I need you to be nice to me, be cooperative. You know what I'm saying? Low recognition and things like that. But we don't really
Ask for a lot.
ask for
Mhm.
much of anything that we even require. There's no height checklist. There's barely a weight checklist. Come on now. Like, brothers is all over the place. They like what they like. It ain't really a weight checklist for the most part. There may be a kid checklist, like for y'all that's dating. Yeah, there may be a guy like, no, one kid, two kids. Like the more you go up, it's getting tighter restraints, but there's not a big it's not a big checklist. And what's so crazy, I think the difference is women that are very promiscuous know this because they use it to their advantage.
Well, we're talking about I feel like you're going off.
Well,
We're
no,
talking
because
about
we get these people get married too.
right, but we're talking about oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, these I mean these people get married. So when we tie that back into positive reinforcement, I mean, guys, physical intimacy is probably gonna be, no matter what we say, it's gonna be there. And I think we don't, I think for fellas, we kind of hate that it's up there like that because we do want other things, but that right there will kind of cover what gets left off the table. Kind of similar to like women who like guys with money, where it's like if he got money, it kind of covers the other things that's left off the table. To a certain degree, it does. We all got our thresholds on there. Um, so that positive reinforcement, just ask your partner what they like, what they want, and just try to do it. We dealing with people. I mean, we was raised in a different household, so it does get hard. But that communication will provide more connection. Consideration will provide more cultivation. Okay, and then collaboration at the end, mixed with a little bit of care. Comprende? No, I'm just, I as a post I made. I mean, I'm going up that I made it a couple days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, so let's get a little bit of tips on the end of this thing as we kind of wrap it up. What's your tip? What's your tip to the guys? And I have my tip for the gals from a dating to marriage standpoint because dating and courting, I think, are two different things, and society is really just mumbling the jumbling of these two different things, and I think people are all over the place. So, what would your tip for the guys be from quick courting or dating, whichever one you can define it, to marriage?
A tip for men.
Yeah, a couple green flag, red flag. Notice these things along the way.
Well, I would say don't lead with sex.
Mhm.
That would be one of my biggest tips. I do feel like you get clouded. Your vision gets clouded about what's really in front of you. Um, and a lot of times lustful thoughts are there and we confuse that with love and potential and all of those things. So I'd start there. Um, and I'd also say focus on um, yourself, on on gain knowledge and wisdom, have a path that you're going on, know where you're headed, so that um, you don't get confused or off track, and you find someone that can help you on your path.
Mhm.
So So there you go. Know where you're headed. So whatever that means as far as developing a relationship with the Most High and finding your purpose in life and networking and getting into the areas that will propel you into whatever that goal is in life. Have that. I won't say you will have it all figured out because you don't. You don't have it all figured out, but know where you're going because we as women have a hard time following someone that doesn't know where he's going. And then we'll start creating a path for you. And it may be what we see for you versus what you see for you. Um,
Okay.
so yeah.
On a positive side. Now, quick red flag side of that, what would you tell the fellas to watch out for from their dating or courting to marriage? Watch out for the women.
Oh, watch out for combativeness, selfishness, um, I don't know. I don't know. Can you come back to me? Can you give me your first pitch and then I'll let me think this out?
uh, okay. Well, my message to the ladies on a more positive side is protect yourself. Really guard your body and guard your spirit and your mind because what's going on in the media, all the psychological propaganda that's out here is really trying to tune your spirit down and have you fall prey to weak and or evil men or just evil anybody, even evil women. You know what I'm saying? So guard your spirit and protect yourself on there. Remain um, present in your connection with the creator. And I would also say make sure that you don't give too much of yourself away. Now you can say that on the physical side, that can even be on the spiritual side. So I know it goes into protection, but you do not have to run around here and be Superman. That's not for you. That you don't have to be Superman. You can be super all in yourself, um, and create and be creative and impact the world. You don't have to give pieces of yourself away. You create more out there. So in that case, focus on that. Uh, get in tune with a role model. Find it because I'm pretty sure that question on who your role model is will ring through a lot of women's ears especially. And if you try to think up a role model and try to think of one that's recent, not Felicia Rashad from the Cosbys, and all your role models are like this age and up. Like what other role models do you have that are more relatable to you, that may be only 10 years ahead of you or so? Find that role model, and help and get that mentorship, um, so that way you can really strengthen your femininity. Because again, the world has a different trajectory for what your femininity is. They're changing it into something completely different. So take take solace in that. Find you a mentor that can really help you bring out those things. Get in touch with nature on there, and nature is creating. So I would say on the positive side, get like that, okay? Because it's not just about, hey, where's the man? God, send me the man. For me, prepare yourself to
For the
be
man. Yeah.
the woman that type of man would need. So you have to turn this inward and focus on becoming that woman versus waiting on that man. Because once he gonna set you straight. You're gonna be like, oh, I just thought, I just thought it was me supposed to get. He was supposed to come get me as I am. No, you have to become something to get something of that magnitude. Relationships are reflective. On the red flag side, ladies, I would definitely say um be careful with guys who are going nowhere fast. Pick his brain, ask him questions. Can he communicate to you? Can he have you has he demonstrated leadership? What have you seen him do? Men are, as much as they're thinkers, they're doers. So what have you seen him do? Who is he? Don't get too stuck in the outer,
Aesthetics,
yeah, the
the aesthetics
aesthetics,
of it
the
all.
and that shame on these dang on shows that I keep seeing. Ladies, stop getting so mesmerized by the aesthetics, how tall he is, his smile, what he look like. Yeah, all of those things are nice.
What he's
What he's
driving.
driving, how much money he got, all of those things are cool. And I'm not saying you can't think about those things, but you need to know who this person is, like
Well, that
at the
goes on
core.
both sides. The aesthetics, red flag. Stop looking and seeing these women with the curves and oh, she got the hair and the physique that I love and all of those things, but don't have anything going on in her head that aligns with where you need to go. So there's that part where really vet your partner out, vet them out, take the time to really get to know them before really
Exchanging fluids, because
well, sex or
once that get in there, everybody's perception gets distorted.
exchanging vows, exchanging any kind of promises to them. Make sure that they are worthy of you, because I think we get caught up in the aesthetics of it all and we don't even realize that that person means you absolutely no well-being at all.
Yeah.
They are your biggest enemy. They are, you know what I mean? And you over here laying in bed with them.
And then you got those red flags early, and now you want to try to change them, or you
Yeah.
thought it was Six Flags roller coasters, and now you're trying to change them all green like a referee. You
Yeah.
can't do that. Take them for who they are. Get a real good understanding in conversations with
That
them.
part. People are who they say. Believe them when they tell you who they are or when they show you who they are in particular. I don't care what somebody says. Do their actions align with what their words are too? So yeah, she says she gonna do this and that, but is she doing it?
Mhm.
Is that really what she's doing? And pay attention to those things. So
Yeah,
yeah.
same way, guys. And we'll close this out with somebody gonna get on here. We gonna have another couple on here because y'all not trying to send these love letters. So we gonna bring y'all live. We gonna talk about it. We gonna get y'all up here and talk about your story. We gonna sit back, eat popcorn, and talk about y'all story. We gonna get some lucky couple. Let us know who. Come on up in here. Don't be scared. You know what I mean? But we gonna get you on this camera. We gonna talk about it. Yeah, we gonna do that a little bit more. Or you could just give us the love letters and play nice. Or we're gonna have to drag you up in here. Again, this is dang, I guess it's not Teacher Bay. You gonna have to come up with a name.
Just Michelle.
We on radio now. We gotta have aliases. Okay. But anyway, this is Mr. and Mrs. Chilton on the Chill Kind of Love Intellectual Radio. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be back at it again. Bring a friend. All right, I guess it's the end.